let me go live on Facebook. Hi, Facebook. Hi, YouTube. Welcome to this live. I'm going to be talking about how to make your high ticket offer AI proof. So, I'm looking here and I'm looking here as well. As I said last time, we are omnipresent, so I'm really excited about this. This topic is so relevant because in an age where there's ChatGPT, there's all of these AI solutions that can give so much information, and not only information, but they are quick when it comes to information processing. I see people that are really worried about their high ticket offers and potentially getting replaced with that. So I wanted to come here to tell you how to not get replaced by AI with your offer, right? Super important topic to address. So if you're watching this, just put hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, then you can put hashtag replay, just so we can exchange with each other. This is an energy exchange. I pour into you, I give you these insights, what has been working for my clients who are signing high ticket clients consistently. So, one of our students who is a health coach recently just signed a 3.5K client. So, I'm going to give you a lot of insights around how to make it AI proof because obviously people are still buying. So, maybe let's talk about the problem of what's happening in the industry, and then we can talk about the solution. So the issue is that a lot of the times coaches, consultants, agency owners, etc., you've probably been communicating about your offer to people at the level of information, like presenting it as a knowledge gap. Okay, so hey, you don't know how to automate your backend, so therefore you need my services. You don't know how to build habits, so therefore you need my services. You don't know how to send DMs, so therefore you need my services. So a lot of the times offers have been historically presented as like how to close a knowledge gap for someone, how to help someone build a skill, right? I'm not saying that AI can help someone build a skill because building skill is quite a process of its own and it can be complicated, etc. However, what we're seeing with AI is just the speed and access of information. Before, someone could literally tell you, okay, this is the framework, and to get access to this framework, it's going to be 5,000, and you would invest because where else are you going to find that information? Nowadays, people can find that information so quickly online. So, right now, a lot of you are positioning yourself as like, oh, I'm this coach, I'm this consultant, and I can help people, like, close that knowledge gap, like have more ideas of how they can do X, Y, and Z, la 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 la. And I see it all the time in the way that you write your I help statement. I help you to automate your backend. I literally can find how to automate things when I go to ChatGPT. Like I can look in ChatGPT, hey, I did it the other day in my Excel sheet. Hey, I wanna have like a column that talks about when was the last time I updated this lead? What is the automation I need to build for this? Knowledge gap closed. Okay, so that's really the thing. People don't need to invest 5K now to close a knowledge gap. Why do people buy? Why do people buy in this market, and how the sophistication of buyers is moving along? Because buyers are sophisticated, there is new technology. So as a coach consultant, okay, as someone that does done for you offers, you have to evolve as well together with this. Okay, so remember, if you're watching this, hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. Okay, So, the important thing you have to realize, and one of my clients said this today in our role play, is that everything related to identity, when she leans into that, her deals are closing effortlessly with an 80% conversion rate. And it's exactly what I teach as well. That's why I talk about identity all the time. And it's also why I phrase my own outcome of my offer not as, hey, you're going to only learn how to sell, but you're going to step into this identity of the person that sells with certainty and leads with depth. It's not on my Facebook, it's mostly on my Instagram. Why is it so important to lean into identity? Because ultimately, when we are in an age where there is so much information available, where people can actually say, okay, you know what, even though this, like doing this on my own, finding the information on my own, it's going to take me longer. I've invested before and I didn't get the result I wanted. So I would rather 5K, I'm not going to invest it. I'm going to implement this on my own by, you know, choosing for taking maybe longer, but just being good at prompting, right? You can literally get good at prompting and get things done. Things in my business have been moving at a speed that my physical body cannot keep up with. And I don't know if you feel this right now, if this is happening in your business as well. And it's simply because of AI. It's literally because there is so much information out there that literally you just have to get good at leveraging this tool, at using the tool. I've been able to analyze customer calls at a speed at which I've never been able to do. I've been able to tweak my messaging at a speed that I've not been able to do without AI. So the fact that this is out there, meaning that I don't have to enter a messaging course. I literally don't have to because I can put this in ChatGPT and ask it for information. I can literally use someone's GPT that they built. So how do you make sure that, because look, this is where society is at right now. So you cannot ignore this. You have to realize that this is where your ideal client is at as well. That not only are they comparing you to other coaches, they're also comparing you to AI solutions. Like they're literally thinking, is this something that, I can get done if I just focus on AI? Is this a knowledge gap, right? So your offer cannot be positioned as a knowledge gap anymore. What you need to do, now I'm going to talk about the solution. You need to implement an identity driven framework to talk about the transformation of your offer. That's number one. And number two is that you have to talk about a complex system. A lot of the times, unfortunately, with high ticket offers, I see a lot of people thinking they can just call anything high ticket. They can just say, hey, I can help you write better content. So it's a high ticket investment. Come on, not everything is a high ticket investment. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the 2 points that I mentioned. Identity is not something that AI can give someone. AI can never give someone an identity level transformation because it's more complex than that. An identity level transformation happens on three different layers. So number one, we're talking about the behavioral layer, which is where the knowledge gap is. Okay, so before this is how I used to do it. Now this is how I'm going to do it because I learned the right way of doing it. That's where it starts. The second layer, which is going deeper, is the habits. So it's changing your way of doing it permanently. Okay. And what that means is before I used to wake up in the morning, I would scroll on my phone. Now I learned a way to become more aware about why I do this. And now with practice each day, I'm getting up and I have a morning routine. Okay. I'm waking up and I have a morning routine. So it's a habit. And then with that comes the top, which is self concept. Self concept is how you see yourself, right? So if I see myself as someone that every morning I have time for myself, I have devotion for myself, then I'm not thinking about it anymore. There's no cognitive load. I'm just doing it. So anything you do in your offers, you need to be able to target that highest level of being, which is the identity of that person, the person they want to embody, the person they want to become. So when you're focused on that, you make your offer AI proof because AI cannot give someone that. AI can give someone all the information from the lower levels of transformation. It cannot build habits for someone, nor can it shift their self concept. So that's what you need to do. And it's not only in your offer statement, it's also in the way you're training them or giving the transformation, coaching, implementing the system for them. So if, for example, let's say you're an agency owner or you're an AI consultant or you're a technical consultant, an OBM, a lot of the times you're thinking, okay, so I'm just going to come in and I'm going to streamline the back end, or I'm going to come in, I'm going to implement these systems. Again, this is information. And of course, people are paying for speed of implementation. But with the speed of where AI is going, there's going to come a point where you're going to start wondering, why is my job needed? Because innovation is happening so quickly. So you have to level up. All of us need to level up. And leveling up means positioning your offer as not only that you're able to close the knowledge gap, but again, talking about all the three layers of transformation: behavior, habit, self concept. So you have to challenge yourself and think like, what is the shift in self concept that someone gets after we work together? Like, who do they become? What is it that they're going to embody? And when you're able to position it in that way, no one is ever going to think that they can get this solved by AI, because AI cannot do that for someone. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So that's number one. And then I actually forgot the second point because I'm so tired. Okay. Um, wow. Happens. I hope that happens to you as well. So going back to the point of AI proofing your offer, there is a part where you your I help statement, you need to be able to formulate it in a way that when I read it, I read that this is my next level identity. So it's the same way that I say, hey, become the woman who sells with certainty and leads with depth. Because I know that after you implement my sales process and you implement the systems, the way you're going to sell is you're going to sell with certainty, not only in your offer, but also the in how that person is making that decision, because they have all the information to make that decision on their own. And depth, because depth is so needed in today's industry. It's so needed because there's so many coaches, there's so many people entering the market, to the point where you start to wonder like, why why are there, because it seems easy, like it's an easy market to enter, but it's not the easiest market to thrive in. Like most coaches from research don't make more than 50K per year, like median in the United States, right? So if you actually want to live full time from this, you want to be making way more than that, because it is a business that can provide like freedom when you're a service provider. But if you are not constantly innovating, if you're not pushing yourself to do better, it's gonna get really, really difficult. Oh, doggy. She's literally sitting like in my lap. She's sitting in my lap. That's so funny. Hey, so cute. Yeah. And the other thing is, I also think about the students inside the Identity Sales Accelerator and the way they have been positioning their offers. And I'm literally, it's the same thing I'm telling you. It's the same way I do it. That's how they're doing it as well. I can think of a specific example with one of our recent students that just signed a client yesterday, and how she has been positioning her offer lately as, she's a health coach, and literally just talking about the healthy woman identity. Like, she's always talking about the identity that that person will step into when they work together. She literally talks about that all the time. She shows herself doing that. So she embodies that identity shift as well. And with that, it's just different. Like, people, it's like kind of like, okay, you can go online and find recipes, but AI cannot help hold your hand and it show you what embodiment of health looks like. And I know it sounds simple, but when I ask a lot of you like what you're focused on when we have DM conversations, a lot of you tell me that you're working on your offer to make it like more resonate more. And then when I look at your offer statements, I'm like, listen, this is so 2023. Like, we are in 2025 right now, and AI is moving at the speed of light. And your offer is just not aligned with what people are searching for right now, because identity is so key. That's why people make high ticket investments. It's like, when I've made high ticket investments before, yes, I was thinking, so what I've invested in a lot was sales. And I was always thinking, like, okay, so what, I obviously know I need to get better at sales, but it wasn't only because of that knowledge gap. It was also because I wanted to become a business owner that can carry conversations that close. That's why I did. I wanted to become that business owner. The recent investment that I made as well, why I did it was because I wanted to be that business owner that has her back end streamlined. I wanted to be the business owner that is growing her business through strategic moves rather than having to drown in delivery all the time. That's why I made those investments. So I'm always thinking about, who do I want to become and how do I close that gap? Now, right now, it's, you're still going to be able to sell, if you have an offer that people really want, but the more you want to increase the investment. So if you're selling for 3K right now and you have like two clients, but you want to fill it up, you want to fill up your program with five people and you want to start selling it at 5K, this is super important. It's really important. So it's like, if you're a newbie, it's fine. Like, you don't have to implement these things. This is really for people that are more advanced, in that sense. But ultimately, like, it's good for you to know that if you don't adapt in a market where information is moving like at a speed of light, you will be pushed out of the market. And I have been pivoting. I have been making pivots after pivots because I see what's happening in the marketplace. People already have coaches, sales coaches, business coaches, and I'm a sales trainer, right? I'm a sales trainer. I do business consulting. I have been pivoting. I have been like looking at data, taking that, analyzing it, updating my chat GPT memory. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be pushed out of this market. I'm here to stay. And next to being consistent, I need to make sure that my offer is giving people that higher level transformation that why they invest. And that's exactly what I've been seeing in my students as well, them going through those layers of transformation. And now I just talk about my offer as an identity offer with a proven system to back it up. Okay. And that's the point I wanted to talk about. Proven system. Oh my God, wow. I love it when the things you say just make sense because it just comes back to you. You're just like, Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about systems thinking and approaching your AI proof offer not as like a simple solution. So I'll tell you what is a simple solution. A simple solution looks like this. Okay, you come into my program and I'm going to give you all of these frameworks of how you're going to write content. Okay. That's a simple solution because I literally can find those frameworks on ChatGPT. I don't need to get into a program for that. But how you're going to make it complex is you're going to go deep in one system or in the system that you offer someone. So, for example, in sales, I could say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to help you close more. I'll give you these sales scripts. We will do some role play. But no, I'm talking about the full client acquisition system and the full client acquisition ecosystem as well. So we're starting with the offer, the positioning, the content, DMs, the calls. And I'm going deeper in that layer and I'm innovating identity driven content. Identity driven offer, authority content. So proving your authority through your content, nurturing your content, value driven DMs, booking calls, assets, sales assets, visual sales assets in your DMs that do the selling for you that you can even use to close high ticket deals, literally. And having that conviction in your offer, knowing how to tackle objections so that on the calls you can get paid. It's a complex system. And ChatGPT can give you this information, but it cannot give you the embodiment of implementing this process, of implementing these steps. That's why I'm here for. So you need to be thinking exactly that. And a lot of the times, unfortunately, I meet a lot of people who they know these things, but it's not about knowing. It's also about acting on them. It's also about standing out. Like people talk about positioning all the time. Oh, I want to have a positioning where I'm the only option. I want people to see me as the industry expert for X, Y, and Z. But then the way that they present themselves, it's like not only are you not positioned, but it seems like you don't have clarity as to why someone would choose you above just using AI, you know? So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. Takeaway for you should be two things. Think about what is the identity level transformation that my ideal client gets from working together with me, and how do I use this identity level transformation to position my offer through my content in a way that they feel that this is the only way I can get that outcome. It's the only way working with her. It's not through AI, it's not through ChatGPT, it's not through Claude, it's with her. And how can I develop a system that is deep enough that it's different complex components that come together? Those are the two things, literally. But you have to think and you have to go deeper. You have to think, you have to go deeper, you have to sometimes pause, even if that means, no sales activity. You have to really pause and think deeper because otherwise you're going to keep throwing like things in the air and hoping that something sticks and you will see that it doesn't stick. This is for you if you're a health coach, business coach, leadership coach, AI consultant, business consultant, marketing strategist, anyone really. Your offer needs to go deep more than ever. Okay. That's what I wanted to share today. This month, I have 5 spots open for a positioning 90-minute deep dive where we will AI proof your offer and create your positioning. I bring the structure, you bring the insights. Okay. I bring the structure in terms of internally, externally, what do we need to look at? What is the information? I'm going to ask you a lot of questions I'll bring the structure, and then together we create your positioning. And out of there, you're going to get at least 30 content ideas. It's going to be a lot because that's what positioning work does. And today I'm so excited because the sales consistency bootcamp is starting. We have three ladies that joined us, and they are super excited to get selling. And I'm also excited for them. So I'm gonna go work on that. So the presentation and the training is top tier later. And if you want to join this session, just send me a DM. Okay, it's a 350 investment, and we'll do that. All right, see you. Okay, we're done here, and now